guys, the Black Critic Guy back again with the third top 10 list. This time we'll be covering my top 10 most hated male anime characters. Just like the top 10 most hated female anime characters, these characters just pissed me off and aggravated me to no end. These are some despicable douchebags. And of course, before we start the top 10 list, here are a few dishonorable mentions. Yuki Soma from Fruits Basket and Hachiman from Irregular. Oh boy, can't wait to see the backlash for those mentions. Now on to the list. Starting off the list at number 10 is Akashi from Ranpo Kitan Game of Laplace. Now I am just as shocked as you guys to see this character here. I never thought in a million years that I would add him to this list. I mean, when I first saw him in Ranpo Kitan, he was pretty average. He didn't really stand out that much. He was pretty blasé as a character. But therein lies the problem with his character. Not only is he one of the main characters that we're supposed to be invested in, but he's also a detective character. And most detective characters are charismatic and have great insight and are extraordinary, out of the norm. A detective is not supposed to be a very normal person. He kind of is above the system. He goes against the current. This guy, although he kind of goes against the current, he just doesn't really stand out, and he's not really any of those elements I just mentioned. Not to mention the fact that he doesn't even solve his own cases. His assistant that looks like a girl solves most of the cases. And if you're a detective that can't even solve his own cases, you suck. You failed, and I have to put you on this list for being a piss poor detective. Number 9 is a fellow that we all know and love. Captain Fuckface from Kiss X Sis or Kiss Sis or however you want to say it. Once again, I know many of you are quite shocked to see Captain Fuckface so low on this list, considering my complete and utter disdain for this anime and my hatred for the characters in it. But at the end of the day, when you actually sit back and think about Captain Fuckface's character, he's pretty bland. Like, there's nothing remarkable about him. There's nothing interesting about him. He is so damn forgettable. In fact, the only thing that really stands out about him isn't the character himself, but just the situations that he's in. The fact that he has to deal with two sisters that are just infatuated with him. And much like Yuki Komori from Diabolik Lovers, this character is put in a lot of awkward and uneasy situations that clearly make him uncomfortable, but continues to do nothing about it. He just lets it happen to him. He's like, no, please, don't kiss me. Don't kiss me. Don't kiss me. Cry all you want, Captain Fuckface. Doesn't change the fact that you still allow your sisters to do such lewd and disgusting behavior. So point is, you secretly want to fuck your sisters just as much as they want to fuck you. Just admit it. Coming in at number 8 is Yana from Golden Time. I said it best in my Golden Time review. This guy is an asshole. He's a really bad character. And why do I not like him? Well, first of all, he's a very selfish character. I never once in the entire anime heard him talk about somebody else's feelings or helping someone else out with their dilemma. I mean, there were moments where he had to help them out, but he was more or less forced to do so. He just never really cared about anybody. It was all about himself. Like, I like this girl and I want to do this, or I don't want you stalking me anymore. You don't think about me, you only think about you. Which I found that very hypocritical for him to say to Coco when honestly, he's just as selfish as she was. This is a clear example of a poorly executed character. They tried to develop him, to make him interesting, make him somebody that we can get attached to and find relatable, see things through his perspective. But because he comes off as completely dickish and self-centered, it makes it really, really hard to empathize with the character or even get attached to him. And honestly, that's all I have to say about the character. Moving on. Number 7 is Tatsuya Chiba from the Irregular at Magic High School. Just like how Yana was a clear example of a poorly executed character, Tatsuya is a clear example of how not to make a badass character. Now I remember this one time where I was watching an anime honest trailer on Tokyo Ghoul, where the narrator was kind of critiquing / poking fun of the fact that after 12 episodes of Kaneki being more or less a whiny little bitch and going through some real trials and tribulations as a character, becomes the badass we want him to be at the end of the series. Then he shows a clip of the Irregular at Magic High School where Tatsuya defeats this one guy in one of the earlier episodes, and he says something along the lines to, since when was there an anime where the main protagonist could defeat any sort of conflict at the beginning? Was any fun for anybody? And I really thought about that. That really stuck with me because I'm like, he makes a point, but at the same time, the reason we're supposed to see Kaneki being a whiny little bitch throughout the series and going through all those trials and tribulations is because we see his character growing. There's actually some tension there. We don't know whether or not Kaneki will actually, become a badass or really rise up to it. There's some growth there. Yeah, sure, Kaneki didn't always have to be a whiny little bitch. I mean, he could have nut up way earlier in the series, but my point is this. The problem with Tatsuya as a character is that he's not interesting and there's no real investment in him. He doesn't grow as a character. He's a badass at the beginning and he's a badass at the end with no character growth whatsoever. He's not a compelling character. What makes for an entertaining and compelling badass character isn't just about how much ass the character can kick or how many foes they can defeat. It's about the depth of the character, seeing them face struggles time and time again and overcoming them. Tatsuya is just a stoic and unsympathetic hero who walks through moments and situations in this anime with absolutely no reaction, no emotions. It's like he just doesn't give a fuck. So why should we give a fuck about him? If there's no real tension in the scene, if we know the character can survive it because he's such a freaking badass, why should we care? Why should we ever be attached to him? He might as well just be a zombie if he's gonna be so emotionless. No, scratch that, because zombies have way more emotions than he does. Ayamu has way more emotions and is more of a badass, more of a compelling badass than Tatsuya will ever be, and he freaking dresses up as a magical girl. Number 6 is Yuuichi Izaki from Hanbu no Suki ga Noboru Sora. This asshole has to be the most disappointing one of the bunch, as at one point in the anime, I actually liked the fucker. I thought he was relatable. I thought he got some good development. I thought he had a really strong, dynamic, and cute relationship with this sick girl that he met in a hospital. But after episode 5, all that shit just went out the fucking window after he cheated on his sick, terminally ill girlfriend. You can't get more scumfuck than that. I don't care if this situation is realistic. I don't care if the character apologizes for his actions and feels remorse for it, which he doesn't, by the way. The fact of the matter is, he cheated on his terminally ill girlfriend. He cheated on her. How can I have any ounce of respect for the character? How could I even give two fucks about him? He is a despicable scumfuck. And what's even more insulting is that he actually stays in the relationship with this terminally ill girl. That is just some fucking bullshit. If I found out that my spouse cheated on me, whether I was sick or not, I would never want to be in a relationship with them. I don't care if I'm in my deathbed and they just spring it on me. I'll be like, fucking get the fuck out of here. I don't want you here. I'm leaving this world in anger, but you know what? At least I have clarity now. They just want to make the excuse that because she's a terminally ill girl, that they don't want to break her heart before she dies with the fact that her boyfriend cheated on her. But that's still fucking despicable. He should not have done it in the first place. I'm sorry. Yuuichi, fuck you. 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 That's all I have to say to you. My most elegant retort. Number 5 is Griffith from Berserk. Now, out of everybody on this list, Griffith is kind of an exception, as I do think he's a very complex character. He's not a bad character in execution, but the shit that he does in the anime, especially at the end of the anime, is just straight up despicable and unforgivable. He's a strong leader who formed really good bonds with each of the Hawks, and I really respected him for that. And then he threw all that shit out the fucking window with this fucked up decision in the last 2 episodes. And just a fair warning, I am going into great detail as to what occurs in the last 2 episodes, so if you don't want any spoilers about that, just click this link right here. It'll send you straight to number 4. All you need to know is that Griffith made a fucked up decision and I fucking hate him, ever since then. So what happens in the last 2 episodes is that the Hawks, with the help of the princess, rescue Griffith from his imprisonment and torture. And Griffith is in bad shape. Like, he is freaking skinny as hell, and they cut his tongue out so he can't speak anymore. So he's gonna live his life as a crippled and a mute. And so he tries to commit suicide, actually. Like, he tries to slit his throat, and he's holding this amulet that has been foreshadowed throughout the entire series to be something of great importance. Like, they make it a point that this is something important. Really pay attention. And we find out that that amulet actually, at the right moment, I guess when the blood moon is out, I don't really remember much of the details, but when the blood moon is out, they can summon the demon gods, and they have like this council, and they talk to Griffith saying, hey, we're gonna give you the choice of joining us and becoming a demon god as well, but you have to sacrifice all your friends to us, and then we'll make you a demon god. And you know, you probably are thinking, well, how is he gonna say that? He can't talk, no tongue. Well, they're like, no, we can hear your thoughts. So all you gotta do is think it in your mind. We will make it so. And so, what does Griffith do at this particular moment? Well, he tells those demon gods to fuck off. I'm not gonna do that. I'm not gonna sacrifice my dear friends who I've fought for, bled with for over how many years. No, I'm not gonna do that. I'm not gonna sacrifice them. I love them. Fuck off. See you later. I don't wanna hear anything. If only that was the case. No, truth of the matter is, he sacrifices them all. And it is one of the most gruesome scenes you can ever see in an anime. Just a bunch of people being eaten to death by demons. Just getting ripped apart, shredded limb from limb. Like, everyone's getting eaten, and freaking Griffith turns into like a freaking Batman, I guess. I don't know. He just like, he turns into a demon god basically, and he takes Casca, he leaves Guts to die, and kills off the rest of the freaking Hawks. And I'm just sitting there in utter shock. This guy, who was the leader of this group, who spent so many years with them, got to know them on such a personal level, threw them away as if they were just a piece of paper. Like, he just blew his nose and like, I'm done with that. I don't need it anymore. That is fucked up. That is fucked up. Again, I know the character is well developed. I am not denying that. He is a complex character. Hell, he's a very intriguing antagonist now. But I can't forgive some fuckery like that. I really cannot. That's why I hate him so fucking much. Number 4 is Kazuharu Fukuyama. You know what? I'm not even gonna use his real fucking name. He doesn't deserve it. He's Mr. Grabby from Girls Bravo. The first time we see this guy, he immediately comes off as a pervert and a rapist. Like, one of the first things he does is he starts groping one of the main chick's breasts for no reason and against her will. What the fuck? We're supposed to find this character funny? We're supposed to like this character? We're supposed to find him charming? Fuck no, that guy's a fucking piece of shit. And therein lies my biggest problem with this character. He's supposed to be the comic relief character, yet he does absolutely nothing funny throughout the entire series. Everything that he does just makes him more deplorable, more disgusting, and more unlikable. He's supposed to be the character we're supposed to laugh at and find a bit charming, but it backfires. It doesn't work. The only good thing about this character is that Liam O'Brien voiced him, and he did a really good job at voicing the character. That's it. But the character himself, fuck you. Fuck you. You need to burn in hell, buddy. Burn in hell. Don't come back. Number 3 is actually a group of guys, each more reprehensible than the next. And that's the vampires from Diabolik Lovers. Never has there been a more fitting title to an anime than Diabolik Lovers, because that is exactly what these fuckers are. They are diabolical to the core. None of them have a single redeeming quality to them. None of them do anything good or even worth mentioning. All they do throughout the entire series is harass and rape this poor innocent girl. I don't give a fuck if they're handsome. I don't give a fuck if they're vampires. That shit is downright despicable, and fuck them for it. And if you're a person that likes this anime or likes these characters or into the kinky shit that they do to the character, that's fine. You can like them all you want, but that doesn't mean that I have to like them, because I'm not going to. Like, What else is there to say about them? I'm like sitting here right now, I'm thinking back to what I remember, and I don't really remember much, but there's nothing more to these characters. The only thing that stands out about them is the fact that they harass and rape this girl. I mean, besides the fact that they're not truly vampires because they walk in the sun, they don't sleep in coffins, they eat normal food, barely suck blood until they like raping this girl. Like, what? They fail not only as characters, but they fail as vampires. There's nothing vampirely about them. Freaking Edward is more of a vampire than these fuckers. I cannot believe you made me say that. Fuck you guys. Fuck you. You made me say Edward Cullen is more of a vampire than you. There's not a more bigger sin than that. You made me praise Twilight. You made me praise Twilight. You made me praise Twilight. Okay, 2 more. Okay, let's move on. Go to number 2. Go to number. Ah, god damn it! Oh, I gotta talk about. Oh no, number 2. The 3 fuckers from Green. Oh, this fucking list is gonna kill me. I just got done talking about those assholes from Diabolik Lovers, and now I gotta talk about these 3 fuckers from Green. Oh man, where to even begin? Oh, I know exactly where to begin. These characters, who are supposed to be comic relief, are not funny in the least bit. They have no personality. The only thing about them is that they think about girls 24/7. Every goddamn word out of their fucking lips is, hey, let's try to get into these girls' pants. Let's see if we can hook up with these girls. There was a scene with these 3 fuckers that I won't show it to you, I promise. But let's just say, when I saw it, I was mentally and physically scarred for life. I can never get those 15 minutes back, and the images are etched into my soul. Sometimes I wake up in the middle of the night going, oh, thank God it was just a dream. Oh, I'm not watching that scene again. That's how bad that scene was. I wish I could show it to you, but I don't want you to have to go through what I went through with that scene. The thing that just threw it overboard for me is like one of them actually sneaks into a girl's room, watches her sleep, eats rice, and sniffs her. Oh, and I almost forgot, after he's done doing that, he lies right behind her without her knowing whatsoever, completely oblivious to it all. A guy broke into her room, started eating rice, sniffing her, then when he was done, laid up right next to her, like really close, right next to her. He literally raped this girl. Like, holy shit, that's supposed to be funny? That's funny? Oh man, Japan, like, do we need to have a talk? Do we seriously need to have a talk here? Because these characters, what were you thinking? What were you thinking? The only people that would ever find the antics of these fuckers funny are people below the age of 10 with an IQ of like 10 too. Nothing about them is likable, nothing redeemable. Their voices are so annoying. I don't want to talk about them anymore. Let's finish this. I'm done with this goddamn list. I have not been this frustrated in a very long time. Go to number 1 already. And now here we are at the number 1 spot. And I'm pretty damn sure you all know who number 1 is. He is without question one of the most despised anime characters ever created. You mention his name, people will go into a frenzy about how much of an asshole, dick, fucker, any sort of vulgar word to describe him he is. He is so hated in the anime community that when he died, everybody cheered. Everyone was elated that the fucker got his. He got his comeuppance, and he died in such a brutal fashion at the hands of somebody that he thought he could trust. I don't think the anime community has ever been so united against one character before. And that, of course, is Makoto Ito from School Days. Now, granted, I hate Sekai a lot. Like, she's a god-awful character. But she comes off as mere child's play when it comes to Makoto. Similar to Sekai, too, I liked him. I rooted for him. I wanted him to succeed. I was like, okay, you know, I see you're really with Kotonoha, you want to be with her, but, you know, she's not really living up to your expectation, and you want to be with Sekai. I'm torn too, man, I'm torn, but, you know, just make your decision. That's all you gotta do. Don't be an asshole about it, and he had to go and be an asshole about it. But he took it further than that. Not only does he cheat on Kotonoha, he then goes and cheats on Sekai with another girl, then has sex with another girl, then has sex with another girl, and then has sex with another girl, and never feels any remorse, any pity, any regret for any of his actions or the lives that he's destroying. I think the thing that pisses me off the most about Makoto, I'm not even pissed that he cheats on Sekai. She had that coming. She knew what she was getting into. She should not have pretended like she didn't know that she'd be cheated on after he just cheated on Kotonoha. The thing that pisses me off the most about Makoto is that he completely destroyed Kotonoha's life. Completely! Kotonoha was a nice girl. It looked like she had everything going for her and she had her life in check. Then Makoto comes in and fucks everything. Think about it. You know how emotionally damaged Kotonoha was because of this fucker? If she never met Makoto, her life would be so much better. But no, because she met Makoto, Makoto dragged her down with him. Dragged her down. Don't deny me. You know it's true. Makoto ruined that sweet girl's life. And I think that is the most reprehensible thing the character has ever done. Not the cheating, destroying her life, because she didn't deserve that, and she deserved better than that. And I don't care. I love the fact that Makoto got his at the end. I was just cheering Sekai on with each thrust and with each stab. I'm like, kill that motherfucker. I don't feel sad for you. I don't feel sad for you. Die, man. Fuck you. You don't belong in this world. You ruin everyone's life. Everyone. And that's why Makoto Ito is my most hated male anime character of all time. Oh, it's finally over. Oh my goodness, I think I snapped somewhere in the middle of this video. Like, for the last three, I kind of just went on tangents and rambled on and on and on. I really apologize. I know I was trying to do the revised edition where I don't ramble and make my points very clear, but these fuckers just get me so worked up. I really fucking hate their guts, and they're a fine example of some of the worst characters you could ever experience in an anime. And I hope to Jeebus you never have to experience them like me, although I'm pretty sure some of you have already. But anyway, those are my top 10 most hated male anime characters, and I would love to know what you guys thought about my list. Did you agree with me? Or did you disagree with me? Did you feel like I left any fuckers out? And let me know, who is your most hated anime character? Comment below, let me know. Thank God the last top 10 list is a good one, because I'll be counting down my top 10 favorite male anime characters, and really excited to do that list for you guys. So until that video comes, if you'd like to see more videos on this channel, be a part of the Black Critic crew, please hit that subscribe button below. Like this video if you really enjoyed it. I'm Tony Watt II. I don't want to think of these fuckers ever again as the Black Critic Guy. Till then, peace, YouTube.